Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am so excited you're hanging out with us today. We've got a fantastic, bouncy, and super colorful jungle adventure to share with all of our young learners. It's an epic, hilarious story called The Great Jungle Watermelon Heist. We're going to see exactly what happens when somebody tries to pull a fast one in the jungle. Okay, let's just dive right in.
So I want you to think about something for a quick second. Have you ever had someone try to take your absolute favorite snack right out from under your nose? You know, maybe it was a brother, a sister, or even a really hungry puppy? Yeah, it is not a fun feeling, right? Well, today we're looking at how one very smart jungle animal handles that exact situation.
Section 1. Meet Barney and his watermelon, the happiest gorilla.
Picture this, a bright, sun-drenched jungle, and right in the middle of it is Barney the gorilla. He is happily relaxing on this giant, super comfy leaf hammock tied right between two banana trees. He's sleepy, he's happy, and that's because he's holding the ultimate summer prize, a massive, perfectly round, glowing green watermelon. He's even patting it lovingly. But wait, look up in the leafy canopy above him. That's Pip. Pip is a sneaky, super fast, and very hungry little monkey. In fact, if you look closely, Pip is peering through binoculars and his eyes are literally turning into spinning watermelons because he is just drooling over Barney's amazing snack.
Moving on to Section 2. Pip, the sneaky monkey, and the Speedy disguise.
Uh-oh. What do you think Pip is going to do next? He wants that giant watermelon so badly, but it's sitting right there in the hands of a huge gorilla. How in the world is a tiny little monkey going to steal a giant snack out of a sleepy gorilla's hands? Any guesses?
Well, Pip comes up with a pretty clever idea. He uses a disguise, and a disguise is just dressing up in silly clothes so no one knows who you are. So Pip decides to dress up as a tiny jungle mailman. He throws on this little blue cap, grabs a satchel, and gets ready to zip past the hammock at absolute lightning speed to trick our sleepy friend Barney.
Let's break down this lightning-fast plan. Step 1. Dress like a mailman, which we just saw. Step 2, and this is where it gets really sneaky. Pip skids to a halt right next to Barney's head and literally shoves a giant wooden clipboard right into his face. Barney just kind of blinks sleepily. And because that giant clipboard completely blocks his eyes, Pip's tail sneaks down, wraps around the massive watermelon, and slides it right out of the hammock. Then, step 3. Pip swaps the real watermelon for a round green jungle boulder that he hastily spray-painted with dark green stripes. He actually painted a rock to make it look exactly like the fruit.
Whoosh! That loud sound echoes through the clearing as Pip drops the clipboard, shoots a smoke bomb right onto the ground, and just completely vanishes into the trees with this loud, cackling laugh. He totally thinks he just pulled off the ultimate snack heist.
Section 3. The Big Rock Bite, a Hard Lesson.
So, the smoke finally clears, Barney shakes his head and realizes the little mailman is gone. He looks down at his hammock, sees the striped green watermelon still sitting there, and sighs with relief. He is completely unaware of the sneaky switch. So I want you to yell out loud at the screen right now, is Barney about to eat a yummy snack? Oh no, he's not. He lifts that heavy green rock right up to his mouth and opens his jaw wide for a juicy, refreshing bite. Crunch, shatter. Literally imagine the loudest sound you have ever heard. Barney bites down super hard on that painted boulder, and guess what? The rock doesn't even have a single scratch on it.
You can probably guess how Barney reacts to biting a solid rock. First, his eyes just bulge out, and he slowly drops the rock. He's holding his lower jaw, and his teeth are visibly vibrating back and forth like a cartoon spring. He has a very sore chin, and there's even this tiny, dizzy yellow bird flying in circles around his head. But wait, instead of getting super mad, Barney just rubs his chin, narrows his eyes at the fake rock, and gives this knowing, clever smirk. Then he reaches into his backpack. Why is he smiling? Let's find out.
Section 4. A very sour surprise. The trickster gets tricked.
Meanwhile, way up on a thick jungle branch, Pip is doing a massive victory dance. He totally thinks he's the king of the jungle right now. He sets the giant stolen watermelon down, grabs a big wooden spoon, and slams it directly into the center to crack it open. But instead of sweet pink fruit, there is a massive, squishy splat. An absolute explosion of neon yellow liquid shoots directly out of the watermelon, blasting Pip right in the face.
Pip blinks through the yellow goo, licks his lips, and his face instantly scrunches up into the most hilarious, extreme sour expression ever.
His eyes squeeze shut, his lips pucker up, and his whole head looks exactly like a wrinkled raisin. And that is because he fell for a sour trap. A sour trap is when you hollow out a watermelon and fill the inside with ultra-sour jungle lemons. Barney is so incredibly smart. He knew Pip might try to steal his snack, so he hollowed out the back of that decoy watermelon earlier and filled the entire inside with the sourest lemons in the entire jungle. Pip got completely tricked.
And that brings us to our final chapter, Section 5. The smart gorilla wins, the true victor.
Let's head back down to the clearing. Barney is sitting comfortably back on his leaf hammock like absolutely nothing bad ever happened. He just reaches behind a large bush and pulls out a hidden cooler bag. And what is inside? Perfectly sliced, sweet red and green trays of real watermelon slices that he had kept safely hidden all along. Barney picks one up and takes a huge, happy, juicy bite with a super satisfying crunch.
He looks up at the tree branch where little Pip is still shuddering and shivering from that extreme sour taste. Barney looks right at us, gives a cool, clever wink, raises his watermelon slice in a toast, and says, "Don't mess with Barney."
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with this question to think about. Next time you want someone else's snack, will you remember what happened to Pip? Because playing a mean trick on someone often means the trick ends up being on you. Always be kind, never steal snacks, and remember that being smart like Barney is way better than being sneaky like Pip. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope you had fun learning about this great jungle heist. Keep learning, keep smiling, and I will see you next time.